Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would request all of you to kindly take your seats. We are already running behind schedule, so it's a sincere request to all of you to kindly occupy your seats, please. Yeah, friends in the front. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to start the event, and it's my pleasure at the outset to request the chief guest and the guests of honor to kindly come over. I would request Shri Parvatikar, Shri Kirtiraj Salyan, and Mr. S.R. Bal to kindly usher in the guests. Our chief guest for today, as we are all aware, Shri Trilochan Shastri, onto the stage. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The director, Shri Prasad Krishna. We also have Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy, the guest of honors. We also have the registrar, Shri Ravindranath. And of course, not to forget Mr. Yagna Narayana, Mr. Bhupala Gopala, and Shri B.K. Krishnamurthy. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಈ ದಿನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶುಭ ದಿನ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರೋದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂತೋಷದಾಯಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಗತಿ. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we are all aware, alumni global conventions are the events which gives us an opportunity to come together to celebrate our love for our alma mater and of course the sense of belonging that we all share and belong to the big earlier KREC and the big NITK family. That's the importance of this convention. Now, after the global convention starting from college premises of Surathkal, it has traveled worldwide. It has gone to Belagavi, it has gone to Bengaluru, United States of America, United Arab Emirates, Mumbai, Lucknow and Hyderabad, and now here in the post-COVID, supposed to be the post-COVID with the developments happening now. We are back for the 14th Global Convention 2022 here. On behalf of the entire organizing team, this is Shankar Prakash extending a very, very warm welcome to all of us. In fact, to all of you, a very hearty welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for this all-important inaugural session. Tamagellarigoo adaರದ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತ, ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. As per the rich and wonderful traditions of a country, India, where we all live in, which is known for its unity in diversity, we always offer our salutations to the Almighty before we start any program. Now we are going to do just that. As we all know, this is a place of shikshana, place of education. So with the Saraswati Vandana, we are starting the stage event. I would request Dr. Vinuta Prasad to kindly come over here and render our salutations and invocations to Goddess Saraswati, and may Goddess Saraswati bless all of us. So put your hands together for Dr. Vinuta.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा कृपा करो मां दया करो कृपा करो मां दया करो तेरे शरण में मन शुद्ध हो जाए तेरे स्मरण से भाव शुद्ध बने तेरे शरण में मन शुद्ध हो जाए तेरे स्मरण में भाव शुद्ध बने। तनु मन भाव त्रिकरण शुद्ध बने, त्रिकरण शुद्ध बने। हे मां ब्राह्मी भगवती वाग्देवी शंकराचार्य स्थापित शारदे। ब्राह्मी भगवती वाग्देवी शंकराचार्य स्थापित शारदे। स्मरे नित्यं तेरे चरण हम, स्मरे नित्यं तेरे चरण हम। ले हमें सन्मार्ग में, ले हमें सन्मार्ग में। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी। विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि, सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा, सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा, सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Venita Prasad, for the soulful rendition of the invocation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we are all aware, the theme of the 14th Global Convention is connect, converge, and collaborate. So just that the theme of this particular convention will hold good in the years to come. It's my pleasure to request our chief guests and the guests of honor to kindly come forward and light the lamp to signal the beginning of a new era in the history of one of the most respected institutions of this country, NITK. So all of us can give a huge round of applause and say, we are with the alumni and in fact, the traditional lighting of the lamp with the traditional backdrop. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you would all agree with me that the Global Convention GC14 is indeed a great idea of bringing together the present and future generations of engineers, entrepreneurs, leaders, managers, and of course, facilitate the exchange of ideas, sharing of thoughts, and thereby gain on the experience and the ideas generated thereafter. The convener of GC14, Mr. Vittal B. Parvatikar, is 1972 mechanical engineering KREC batch. After having worked in different organizations at various levels till 1993, he moved on to a different phase in his life in 1993, being the director of Bindu Tech, a conglomerate of 4 different companies, PTFS Private Limited, Vega Exports, Chitra Bindu, and MEP Projects, and Vega Engineers. So let's give a round of applause for Mr. Vittal B. Parvatikar for his opening remarks and welcome address. Mr. Vittal, kindly come over for your opening remarks and welcome address. And the most difficult job of an anchor is to request the audience to keep clapping. I won't do many times, so it's your job to do that on a regular basis.
Dear friends, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Professor Trilochan Shastri, a professor of repute at Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and a great writer of the book, namely Essentials of the Hinduism. We welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy, our accomplished alumni of 1983 batch and entrepreneur in USA in non-traditional lines. We are trying to understand his business. Now this is the right time to understand his real business in a real way. We welcome our director, Dr. Prasad Krishna, 1983 batch alumnus, a batchmate also of our guest of honor, Mr. Rangan. Then we have pleasure in welcoming our global president, Kirti Raj Salyan, global general secretary, Mr. Aisar Bala, and our dear Dean, AIR, Mr. Professor Vijay Desai, and also Registrar of NITK. Our previous global presidents, Mr. Yajnanarayana, Mr. Gopala Bhopala, and BK Krishnamurthy, have made many sacrifices during past 3 decades and have caused an evolution of alumni movement at NITK. We welcome our such great leaders. Let me also welcome to this great congregation the honored colleagues of mine. Everyone among seniors here is an achiever, and without any exception, and everyone among juniors are on their way to achievements. I feel honored and humbled to be among such extraordinary group of achievers. This is the land of Lord Krishna of Udupi. Being his ardent devotee, I believe strongly that with his blessings, anything and everything is possible. There is a saying in Sanskrit, Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayati girim yat kripatamam made Paramananda Madhavam. So this is true in my case. Lord Krishna has given me the opportunity to stand before you. The real meaning of what I said in Sanskrit for the entire people to understand is that even dumb person can become a great speaker and a lame person can climb the top mountains with his blessings, Krishna's blessings. We are very eager to hear our President, Director, Guest of Honor, and above all our Chief Guest, Professor Trilochan Shastri. So without much dragging on to the matter, I am just making the way for further function to go ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Vittal B. Parvatikar, for those opening remarks and a cordial welcome address. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we also have on stage the global president of NITK Association, the Kirtiraj Salyan, who graduated from KREC way back in 1984, mechanical engineering. He's been the director of Shakti Aquaculture Farms Limited for 32 years. He's also the global president. So, global president I'm going to call. What you're going to do, I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Mr. Kirtiraj Salyan for all of us for the keynote address.
Important dignitaries on the dais, our chief guest for today, Dr. Trilochan Shastri sir. Then we have Prasad Krishna sir, our director, who is our alumni also. Then all of you all know Rangan, who is heading the US chapter for the alumni, is today our guest of honor. We have our main founders of the alumni, Mr. Yajnanarayan sir, Gopala. Yajnanarayan sir was there for 15 years as president. Gopala for 7 years, Gopala sir, and Krishnamurthy for 6 years. So we have our team, and without forgetting the people who were behind, like our Dean Alumni, Vijay Desai sir. He has been all throughout helpful for this program to be there. Then Yeragati sir, who is there. And not to forget the great, our beloved professor who has come all the way. I think even when we had the function in Bombay, Reddy sir was there, and we have with us, he was our board of chairman. We welcome you, sir. So this has been a privilege for all of us to have the Diamond Jubilee celebration with this global convention, because we could not do it during the COVID time. So we continued the program for after 2 years now. So both the things are together, the Diamond Jubilee celebration by the alumni and the Global Convention 14. There is some change where this time the college is expecting that all of us alumni will try to support the college with some funds also. So all of you all have been very kind enough, generous, and this, but a long way to go because the target is much higher. So request all of you all to take a pledge that this is our own institute where we have spent the best of our 4 years or 5 years in our career, which we will never forget, with nothing in our pocket, but still we were happy-go-lucky people having the best times in the college. So this institute requires our support. Together we should see that we bring the ranking to first 5 levels. Now we are in the 10th. So Prasad Krishna is heading not only from alumni side also, he is the head of the institute. So he has more responsibility to take our institute to higher levels. So with these few words and requesting all of you all to actively participate, enjoy your stay back in the college, and wishing each one who has come over here and who have supported this event all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Kirtiraj. Before we move on, it's our pleasure to welcome the guests with a bouquet. First of all, I would request Mr. Kirtiraj Salyan to kindly welcome Sri Trilochan Shastri with a bouquet, our chief guest for today. I would request Sri Parvatikar to kindly welcome the director, Sri Prasad Krishna. Welcome to you, sir. I would request Professor Vijay Desai to kindly give a bouquet to Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy. Mr. S.R. Bala will give a bouquet to the Registrar Sri Ravindranath. Thank you. I would request Mr. Kirtiraj to give a memento to bouquet to Mr. Yagna Narayan. Yagna always, yes, that's speciality of Yagna Narayana, sir. I would now request the former director of NITK Surathkal and MNIT Jaipur, Professor Uday Yaragatti, who's called darlings by his students, that's what I was told, to give a bouquet to Mr. Bhupala Gopala. Thank you very much. I would now request Mr. Kirtiraj to give a bouquet to Mr. To Krishnamurthy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are all eagerly awaiting to listen to the words of wisdom of our chief guests and the other dignitaries on the dais. But prior to that, the organizing committee thought it would be more prudent to felicitate the batches of from 1965, a few years from then, and followed by the chapter presidents, major donors, and sponsors, because we need to recognize the amount of contribution towards the growth of the association alumni. I would now like to call upon the names. Some of them are here, some of them are not there, but in the interest of time, I would like to take the names very quickly. We first start with the 1965 BTech MEC batch. Mr. Y. Krishnaraj. Krishnaraj, are you there? Illa. Panduranga Chitrapura. Panduranga Chitrapura. Mohandas Shetty. Yam Sharanapa. Aital, Krishnamurthy Aital. Okay. Mr. V. Rao, B.V. Rao. B.V. Rao idare. Bani Raire. Mele Bani. Yako, you know, all of you forgot your duty, huh, audience. There's a very special type of memento. If you turn from one side, Professor Uday was telling that if you turn from one side, you'll see the logo of NITK. If you turn on the other, you'll see the logo of Diamond Jubilee. B.V. Rao, Balakrishna Pai. I would like to call upon further names because we have a long list to go. Balakrishna Pai, Subramanya Baliga, K. Mohandas Rai, Agene Nardan Edya, Balabhim Badgandi, Shamrao, Somshekar Suligavi, Anant Kulkarni and Sadanand Kittur. Yeah. Sincere request to the photographer is another person who works behind the scenes. They would candid towabek because we have a long list to go. Okay. Yeah. Bani. Mr. Kirtiraj, I would request to kindly initiate this very quickly. It's so nice. As we know, a strong building is built only on a strong foundation. So they are from 1965 to 69. All of them have taken time off and have come here, a role model gesture for all the youngsters to be a part of the alumni in future. The smile on the face says it all. The strongest weapon in the world is a smile, as we all know. Much stronger than a nuclear weapon. So if you smile, things will ease out. That's what they have taught us. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, sir. Thank you for being here. We have now come to 1968. Started with 1965. We have now reached 1968 on stage. Thank you, sir. If we have missed out on any names of 65 to 69, if you are around, you can just walk in because it's a family get-together. So don't hesitate. My name has not been called. If somebody feels like that, please do not have such feelings in your mind. If you have missed out on anyone 65 to 69, you're most welcome to kindly join us on the stage. Mr. Narsingh Rai.
Yeah, he will go down and...
1965, sir. Yes.
After this. So now we can honor just to give the shawl and... So, Raj will go there and...
Yeah. Now, after 65 to 69 batch, we now move on to the chapter presidents. I would request Mr. Kirtiraj to kindly go over there and welcome Shri Dr. Balavir Reddy, who is also here, and yeah, kindly. Ladies and gentlemen, in this part of the world, Dr. Balavir Reddy needs no introduction. Immense contribution, various facets of life, hearty welcome to you, sir. Swagata, Suswagata. Yeah, we now move on to the chapter presidents. I would read out the names. Some of them are here. The US chapter president, Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy, is here. Yes. So we start with the US of A. Yeah. Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy, very nice of you, sir, for your presence. Hearty welcome to you. We have Mr. Vishnu Das Pai from Mumbai. Mr. Vishnu Das Pai from Mumbai. After that, Hector Furtado from Australia. Mr. Hector Furtado, I think, sent in his best wishes. Mr. Shivappa Avati, Vishnu Das. Yes, he's here. Mumbai chapter, Amchi Mumbai, Vishnu Das Pai, 1979 batch, Mr. Rangan 83. Then we have Mr. Hector Furtado from Australia, 1974. I think he's not there. Mr. Shivappa Avadi, 1981, Hubli. Bani Avati aure. ಗಂಡು ಮೆಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲ ಆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಖಡಕ್ ಶಿವಪ್ಪಾವಟಿ. You would have enjoyed your tea, KT, whenever you travel to North Karnataka, and he's from Hubli, NIT, 1981 batch. And after that, congratulations. And from Goa, Mr. Joseph Silvera, 1981. There is a chapu of NITK in Goa. As we all know, Professor Gopal Mugaraya is also here. I will call upon Joseph Silvera to kindly come over, the 1981 from Goa. He's known as Joe. I don't know whether I'm allowed to call him Joe. And I would request Mr. Ram Bandare, Mr. Belagavi. Yes. The most happening place in Karnataka today's context, Belagavi, where the session is also happening. Yeah, and very active. I had the opportunity to visit their institutions when the President Ramnath Kovind was there. Yeah, Mr. Ram Bandare. Thank you. Mr. Vishwanath Goyal from Nepal, the land of Pashupatinath. Okay, he's not there, I think. Mr. Niranjan Mahabalappa, Bengaluru, yes. IT city, BT city, technological capital of India, slowly transforming itself to the startup capital. It's in fact the startup capital. Mr. Niranjan Mahabalappa. After that, Deepak Shetty of Delhi. Thank you, Mr. Niranjan. Mr. Deepak Shetty of Delhi. Yes, the national capital where everything originates, Mr. Deepak Shetty. So we'll call him in our Kannada language, Bani Shetre. Yes. He would have forgotten that after going to Delhi, but then once he comes back to this part of the world, he will be called Shetre only. After that, we have Mr. Chitti Babu Manne. Randi Chitti Babu Garu. Chitti Babu, yes. Chitti Babu Manne, 1977 from AP Telangana. After AP Telangana, we move on to Ballari, Chinna DR. Mr. Chinna, yes, he should have been from Kolar because his name is Chinna, but he's from Ballari. We get another Chinna. We get a lot of iron ore mines in Ballari. Yeah. Manganese and other Chinnas are there. So Chinna avare swagata. Thank you. Mr. Alok Kumar Singh from Bihar, Jharkhand, 1983 batch. Mr. Alok Kumar, are you there? Yeah, I think he's not there. And from Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sanjeev Kumar Sinha, 1982 batch. Yeah, Mr. Sanjeev is there for Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand.
He's also the fundraising committee chair.
Yeah. And he's also the Vitamin M raising chairman. So Vitamin M is fundraising. This is the latest word, okay. So the thought process can be seen in his walk. He must be thinking something, how to raise further funds. Yes. बहुत बहुत स्वागत संदीप कुमार सिन्हा जी. Ethiopia is there. Ethiopia. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar. And Felike Dejene, who has come from very near, closer than Mangalore, from Ethiopia. So he's come from very closer from Ethiopia. Mr. Felike, there he is. Somehow I feel the energy is waning. I'm not able to, No, I'm wrong. The energy is increasing. He is from 1984 batch. Mr. Felike has come all the way from Ethiopia and still we don't want to clap. I would request their friends who have come from Ethiopia to kindly come over. Two of them have joined Mr. Felike. If you are there, join him. Huh? Sakado. Yeah. Just watch their dresses. There are some lessons for us. The president might be thinking, Ethiopia में global convention करने से कैसे रहेगा? You can just pose for a photograph and then they'll get back to their seats. Thank you very much. And now we move on to another important wing, wherein without this support of the sponsors, things will not happen. I would first of all read out the names of the platinum sponsors. They are not here, who have donated liberally of 10 lakhs. Reliance, Mr. Mohan Das Shetty. Mohan Das Shetty, let's give a round of applause. The promoter of TT Radiators, and also Mr. Ashish Parthasarathi, President of HDFC Securities 10 lakhs. They have all sent in their best wishes. And now we move on to the gold sponsors. Mr. Ravi NK, Shade Flex India Private Limited, 1984 batch, 6 lakhs. Are you there, Mr. Ravi? Yeah. Mr. Ravi? Let's give a round of applause. 1984 batch, Mr. Ravi NK. Mr. Yagna Narayana will join in the felicitation. Congratulations and thank you very much, Mr. Ravi. After that, Subramanya Baliga, 1968 batch, 5 lakhs, if you are there. Mr. S.R. Bala is here, 1974, 5 lakhs. Yeah, Mr. Bala. You should not say no, sir, and not allowed. It's not allowed. So, Mr. S.R. Bala, thank you, sir. 5 lakhs. After that, after Mr. Bala, I would like to call upon from Digital Instruments and Control Systems, Ravi Huddar. Are you there, Mr. Ravi? Yeah, he's there. Mr. Ravi, if you can sprint a little bit, it'll be great. Awesome. Yes. That's the spirit, Mr. Ravi Huddar of 19. After Ravi, I would request Mr. Jaikar Hegde to kindly be closer to the stage so that we'll save some time. Ravi Huddar idare. Jai. Jaikar Hegde. After that, from JSW Steel, I would request Mr. Chinna to take it on behalf of JSW after this 5 lakhs contribution. Yeah. Jaikar Hegde. Yeah, JSW. Yeah. Kindly come over, sir. JSW, contribution of 5 lakhs. 1986, Hassan. Bahut swagat Hassan ji. JSW, one of the respected companies. After that, Balakrishna Puttur, 1982 batch. Are you there? Yeah. Balakrishna Puttur, Pune chapter. Mr. Balakrishna Puttur, yeah. Thank Pune chapter chairman.
Very good donor. He has also donated 5 lakhs for the endowment fund and all our activities is there.
Yes, all activities, Mr. Balakrishna is there. 5 lakhs for endowment fund also, and now 1982 batch, Mr. Balakrishna Puttur, active in Pune chapter. Thank you very much, Mr. Balakrishna Puttur. May your good work continue. Mr. Muralidhar Shanoy of 1974 batch, I think he's not there. Mr. Ram Bandare, you'll have to come back because you have done the yeoman service of contributing 5 lakhs and accept the felicitation because this is a different thing altogether. That was a different role. Mr. Ram Bandare. They are all Chinna sponsors, gold sponsors. So. Thank you very much, Mr. Ram Tarak. After this, we move on to silver sponsors. Mr. K.V. Kamath, 1969 is not there. Ethiopian chapter, yes, Ethiopian, somebody from Ethiopian chapter can come over. After that, Mr. Ashok Kumar Shetty, if you are there, kindly come close to the stage. By the time the Ethiopian chapter representative will come over here. After that, Mr. Rachappa Saradagi. As the Ethiopian chapter, and after that, Mr. Ashok Kumar Shetty will receive the felicitations. 1 minute. Namaskar, sir. Mr. Ashok Kumar Shetty has been the supporter of all programs, contributing immensely and regularly, being an active member. And it's indeed a matter of great pleasure that Mr. Ashok Kumar Shetty of 1970 batch is here, a contribution of 2 lakhs. And but major events in Mumbai, he keeps supporting. And endowment fund, 5 lakhs. Yes. Mr. Rachappa Saradagi. Mr. Rachappa, yes. Yes. The felicitation is also going with a request that he'll be the next gold sponsor. Yes. He's already decided, and so he's agreed to transform silver into gold. Thank you. Mr. Ananda Kallugadde, 1995 batch, contribution of 2 lakhs. Mr. Anand. Yes, Mr. Ananda. Anandavag bani. Ananda is one thing which we'll have to learn. Earlier, students of KREC, we didn't have money in the pockets, but we were happy than the ones who are having a lot of money in their pockets. That's the key difference now. So Ananda is one thing. Even if you have money, you need to be always Ananda. Ananda Kallugade, 1995 batch. Thank you. After that, Hatti Gold Mines Company Limited, 2006, Hatti Gold. Anybody? Huh? Chinna, but somebody has come from Hatti. Yeah, they are there, yes. Yeah. Hatti Gold Mines, so I should call it Hatti Chinna Mines Company Limited, 2006, 2 lakhs, yes. Mr. Prakash, Executive Director, has sent in his best wishes and he has sent the representatives. These are alumni who are supposed to be here. After Hatti, we have Afghans Infrastructure. Afghans, Badla, okay. Shesh Rao Poplikar, 2003 batch, Mr. Shesh Rao. Oh, Ilala. Yes, Afghans have been a regular supporter and sponsor. Thank you very much. In their absence, Mr. Shesh Rao Poplikar. And Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy, 1983, 2 lakhs. He's on the stage, yes, Mr. Rangan, yes. So silver sponsor. Okay, and now some of the faculty members who have supported all of us, Professor Uday Arigati says to save time, he'll go there only and then give small bouquet to all of them. We'll do that in the next 5 minutes or so, and after that we move on. Yeah, Professor Uday, very quickly, the staff and faculty are there, he's already there.
Yeah. Hello, all the beautiful people joined here. It's my proud privilege and very near to my heart to recognize my colleagues, my teachers who have seen the institute grow from the scratches. Professor Balvi Reddy has already been well stated. Once again, I'm doing it. Professor Sudhakar Nayak, who was from chemistry to metallurgy. He's seen growing the institute. Professor K.R. Hebbar, welcome you, sir. Professor K.R. Kamath. My retired teachers, please raise your hand if you are sitting somewhere else. No, he's our colleague. We'll do that. Okay, yeah, now my colleagues who have taken time off busy schedule. I think Professor Gopal Mugraya is the Director NIT Goa also. Then we have Professor Sai Datta, Chemical Department. Professor Babu Narayan. I think we have...
I can hear the clapping of only people who have come with them.
Professor Mohan Kumar. Professor Lakshman was Dean of P&D and Chairman of Campus Beautification Committee. Satish Rao Vidya. Yeah, I'll go there. Professor Mrs. Vidya Shetty, Dean of Academics. Welcome. Professor Uday Bhatt. Professor S.M. Kulkarni, Dean of Research and Consultancy. Professor Raj Mohan was HOD of Chemical Department. Professor Jagannath Nayak. I'll come there. Yeah, please welcome. Yeah, we have our own very strong finance minister, I call him. Our accounts person, joint register, Mr. Ram Mohan. Dr. Mohit Elani is the youngest IT professional in NITK Surathkal. Anything you want about IT, you consult him. Dr. Naveen Karant, mechanical. Dr. Prashant. Please raise your hands if you are hiding somewhere else there. Faculty, my colleagues. Yeah, oh, Batre. Shankanayan Bhatt, who was the Dean of Faculty Welfare. Ashwini Chaturvedi, Dr. Ashwini Chaturvedi, HOD of E&C. Professor Satyanarayan, Coordinator, Convener for Central Research Facility. Professor Arya, Metallurgy Department. Yes, please. Sharma Namat, haath utao. I think Professor Huddar served for 1 year here. Welcome.
ಉದಯ್ ಅಲ್ಲೊಬ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Damodar Hebbar, which year, sir? 75.
ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಉದಯ್ ದೇರ್.
Oh, yeah. Ravi Kiran Kadoli, Head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Ranjit Kumar Sahu, Subin, Department, Mechanical. Yeah, Prasanna, ಏನ್ರಿ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಲ್ಗಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Vijayathan, Department, Civil. Prasanna, Professor Prasanna, Chemical Department. Prasanna B. Shivanand Naik, Mechanical Department. Mrs. Wani, Computer Department. Mrs. Vinuta, my department, Electrical. Yeah, Professor K.B. Kiran, Management Department. Dr. Kumar GN. Professor Dr. Gaonkar, Head of the Department of Electrical Engineer Department, my department. We have our own old student, NIT, KREC 84 batch, Umesh Bhatt, who is a resident engineer now in charge. Dr. Vasudev is a board member. Faculty, yes. Rajesh, Head of the Department of MBA. Gopal Krishna, Management Department. Veer Shetty, Mechanical Department. Bijuna, Management Department. Narsimadan, Mechanical Department. Yeah, faculty, now I am to recognize my non-academic faculty also. Wherever you are there, please raise your hand. Give me a few more rosebuds. We have one very senior person, Kamlaksh Nayak ji. He came here, I don't know. Kitna hai? Yeah, Kamlaksh Nayak ji is non-teaching faculty, known to a lot of people. Sir, ಮುಖ ತೋರಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಕಮಲಾಕ್ಷ ನಾಯಕರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ Dr. Shivram, who is a sporting spirit behind our students' sports spirit. Yeah, some non-academic who are the backbone of administration. Gode, who is doing the live streaming. Yeah. Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, who is close to the director, whoever comes there and sits. Yeah, our assistant register, Amdani. Priyanka. Okay. Yes. Anybody? I think I have to recognize Mr. Ramesh Pal, who gave us the Chande Vadya team.
Yeah, Chandevadya ke Chapale. Hagene, we have tremendous amount of support from the print, electronic and social media. We would like to express our sincere gratitude and thanks to all the friends from the print, electronic and social media. And we would also like to
Watch and
thank
watch section,
Professor
Mr.
Uday
Purandar.
Yaragatti. Dhanyavadagalu. Bani sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, in the interest of time, it is only a halfway, it's an interval. Now this giving will happen later on as soon as our teaching and non-teaching staff will join us later. The felicitation to them will continue and Professor Uday Yaragatti will always be here.
Yeah,
to give
Professor
away. Yeah.
Gangadharan. Arey, kahan chupa hai yaar tum? Okay, this is the only trailer, picture baki hai.
Ah, correct. Yes. So picture ka jhalak dekh liya humne. And at the same time, whenever we see a movie, we normally admire the hero, heroine, the people whom we see on screen. But actually, the amount of hard work which goes behind the scenes is indeed a thankless job. We forget to thank people who have worked behind the scenes, but we must always remember that it's our duty to thank the people who have worked behind the scenes. Very quickly, I would like to call upon the names and the dignitaries on the dais will give them mementos. Shantaram K, if you're there. Shantaram, yes, Bani Shantaram, see the smile on the face. The recognition for people working behind the scenes is different, and that's another important thing. Yeah, the metro man of Mumbai, he came like a metro also, like pretty quickly. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Shantaram, for all the support. We also have Mr. Prithviraj Umesh. Where's Prithviraj Umesh? Are you there? Yeah, he's here, yes. Kindly go over. After Prithviraj, we have Professor Vijay Desai on the stage. Illa tale tattikolangilla marre. Banni, banni, banni. Desai avare, you must come. That's the hallmark of people working behind the scenes. I don't want. They just want to work. Professor Uday Yaragatti. Professor Uday B. Yaragatti, Minister Javadekar, when he was the minister, said that one of the most happening directors of the country, that's what he said. R. Krishnamurthy, are you there? Umesh Rao, yeah, ille idare. Umesh Rao. Known for his humbleness and humility, I had the pleasure and privilege of being with him since yesterday night. He was very accommodative. That's been the hallmark of Umesh Rao. Devaspati Hegde. Yes, Bani. This is another special of DC14, recognizing people behind there's another hallmark, and this tradition should continue. Devaspati Hegde. Ashwin Nayak, yes, Bani Ashwin. After Ashwin, I would like to call upon Dr. T.L. Prasad. I'm reading out 2 names at a time to save time. Yes, Dr. T.L. Prasad, so that they can come close to the stage. Dr. T.L. Prasad is there. Professor Gangadharan, are you there? Yes, kindly come over. After Professor Gangadharan, we have Nisha Sharath, who's behind the stage. She's going to come quickly, so she'll not take much time. Professor Gangadharan. You take the let her take it. Yeah, Nisha Sharath, yes. Keeping the information always on the move. Nisha Sharath there, congratulations. Vijay Das Udupa. Udupura elliddira? Ilva? Alliddare Udupuru. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಗ ಬನ್ನಿ ಮಾರ್ರೆ, ಸಮಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಬೇಗ. ವಿಜಯ್ ದಾಸ್ ಉಡುಪ. ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವಿಶ್ವನಾಥ್ ಕಾಮತ್, ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆ. Vishwanath Kamath, are you there? Vishwanath Kamath? Not there, okay. Santosh Hegde? Santosh Hegde? He's there. Santosh Hegde is there. Bunny, bunny. Go. After Santosh Hegde, Ajit Kadwadkar. Ajit Kadwadkar, are you there, Mr. Ajit? Thank you, Mr. Santosh. Mr. Ajit Kadwadkar. Mrs. Vaishnavi, PRO. Mrs. Vaishnavi, are you there? Public relations looks easy, but it is the most difficult job to handle. So Mrs. Vaishnavi is here. After Ajit, she'll receive the memento. Mrs. Vaishnavi, yes, thank you very much. And then Abhijit and Abhishek. Abhijit, yeah. Abhijit, Abhishek. Abhishek. After that, MS Prashant. Yeah. So Prashant. And finally, Ramesh Naik. Ramesh Naik, yes. Ramesh Naik, thank you very much. We have a big list of donors who have given away 1 lakh. We will felicitate them in the afternoon session in the interest of time. So all the donors of 1 lakh will be felicitated in the afternoon session. But since the dignitaries are here, I would like to take their names, but they will be felicitated in the afternoon. Mr. Aital Krishnamurthy, Balbhim Badgandi Shamrao, Amin Bhavi and Hegde Associates, Hegde Ramnath Keshav, Dr. Daya Sagar, Benedict Machado, AKP Foundries, Balwant Bandare, A.V. Shenoy, Ashok Kumar Shenoy, S.P. Kudwa, Alvin Arona, Sanjay Kulkarni, Venkataramana Bhatt, Umar TK's Foundation, Shivappa Avati, Shashi Kishore Patil, Ravi Menon, Bandi Ramesh Kumar, Nagaraj Rao of Arrow Electricals Private Limited, Rajesh Bansal, Sunil Hinduja, Narsingh Rai and Nitin Rai, Sam India Built, Apla Jagdish Padla and Basu Ulla Gaddi. I have read out so many names, all of you are mute. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, Professor Prasad Krishna, the director, is an alumnus of 1983 Mechanical Engineering Department. He was also a professor of Mechanical Engineering Department in NITK from 2009 to 2018. He is the recipient of the Kirloskar Gold Medal and Sir M. Vishweshwaraya Memorial Prize from the University of Mysore for securing first rank in BTech in Mechanical Engineering 93. And currently, he is the director of NIT Kozhikode and has taken additional charge as director of NITK. It goes without saying, let's hear it and welcome Professor Prasad Krishna.
Respected chief guest of today's function, Professor Trilojan Shastri, professor from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Guest of honor, my own batchmate, Rangan Ramaswamy. Past presidents, global president, Gopala Bhupala, Yatna Narayana, my own batchmate, B.K. Krishnamurthy, our convener, Vittal Parvadika, our president, the current president, Kirtiraj Salian, S.R. Bala, my colleagues, Professor Vijay Desai, the Dean Alumni Institutional Relations, our registrar, Sri Ravindranath, my fellow alumni, their loved ones, my colleagues, invited speakers, members from the media, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great occasion. After an inevitable gap of 2 years, we are meeting for this physically for this global convention, the 14th global convention at NITK Surathkal. As you see, the growth of this institute from a regional engineering college, all of you know, we established in 1960 with a humble beginning of 3 branches, civil, electrical and mechanical, with a strength of 250. Today, we have grown to an institution of national importance, a parliamentary body, a people's institute serving the nation with more than 6,990 students. So obviously, you will see when we have that kind of population, not only the students, it's a residential campus, then the faculty, non-faculty, the temporary staff, all this put together, there is enormous challenge on the physical infrastructure on the institute. So that is where today no institute can ignore. Every institute, it is essential to have a meaningful, a harmonious engagement with its alumni. And I'm extremely happy that NITK Alumni Association is one of the most active, because I have seen, I was board member in different NITs also, and I know how our association is functioning thanks to the efforts of all of you. Today, we are the number 2 NIT in the country. I am grateful, my own teachers are there, Professor Balavi Reddy, who taught me machine design and engineering drawing, thermodynamics. My own Professor Kamat sir is here, who taught me basic electronics, and all our great teachers, all the alumni. We have now reached this corrected position of number 2 in the country because of the efforts of all of you. Of course, we can always become very soon the number 1 NIT. That is not at all a difficult situation. But if Kirti says we have to be top 5, that would be because you know the kind of infrastructure challenges. If you compare the IITs versus the NITs, I do not want to go details into that. All of you know that the ministry, our government is now, there are 32 NITs, so the funding gets distributed and there is a lot of focus. We are all part of the first generation RECs. So the ministry wants us to be self-sufficient, financially sustainable. So that is where the challenge before us. There is no funding for infrastructure, for the physical infrastructure. That is, we have to depend on the loan from the Higher Education Finance Agency. Some of you may be aware that today the challenges are many. The number is growing. Recently, the ministry wanted us to add 10% the EWS quota. That has added 1,000 students again extra in the last 4 years. So there is difficulty. You would see that this campus of 300 acres is not sufficient. We have even the space crunch. So that is where we are looking forward to have additional land close by to have our multidisciplinary centers for education, research and training as per the policies of the National Education Policy 2020. What I want to request our distinguished alumni, for reasons not known to us, this is a problem even I'm facing in Calicut, somehow for this kind of convention, the participation of the recent passed out alumni who have passed 2000 onwards is substantially low. Probably we are responsible. The teachers like us, the administration may be responsible. We are not connected with the young alumni. And we are extremely grateful. The batches of the founders, even in the 60s batch, they are, I remember, they had come and they have a lot of passion and lot of energy to support the institute in whatever activities. We know we are grateful to all the chapter, all the people who have made this GC14 a successful get-together, and we are always grateful to them, but the honesty is on the institute to connect with the younger alumni friends. And I also had a bit of discussion with Rakesh Godwani, who did a wonderful job in having this alumni relationship more meaningful, more harmonious for the IIM Bangalore. So I have already spoken to him, we will take up that kind of model where we have a full-fledged alumni relations office where the association and the institute administration will work together to further the vision and mission of this great institute. Together we can definitely achieve a lot, and we will go for the corporate style of model. What Vishnudas has already taken that initiative, I remember. We will follow some of the well-known models of the IIT Bombay, how we can engage the alumni so that it will work. No interference from the institute. It will work like a not-for-profit company. It will be corporate, where the dean, alumni, and the director will be just the ex officio member. So that kind of setup, and we will work together with Rakesh, and I'm sure with all of your support, we would be able to have this unique model, which may be first of its kind for NIT, in the NIT system. So thank you once again, and it is an honor for me that I am the alumni of this institute, and I am as an in-charge director. This is I am grateful to the Almighty for this opportunity. Thank you all. I wish all the family members a great experience in these 2 days, and thanks all the organizers for making this a grand success. However, I am a bit disappointed the numbers. This is a global convention. For going by the numbers, it is not that very impressive. So again, we need to, the office of the Dean Alumni may have to work. We are not connected. We have 40,000 alumni in our kitty, but how many of us are connected? So we need to work a lot, and I'm sure the office will work with the association. And today, because of the NEP, the alumni can engage in different ways, not necessary for furthering the technical education. You can contribute to dance, drama. If you are good in Yakshagana, you can offer a diploma program. If somebody is good in guitar or in classical music or Odissi, you can. So today, even the family members of the alumni can connect with the institute. And the ministry has given this opportunity of professor of practice or associate professor of practice, where all of you can be part of our teaching fraternity. All our distinguished alumni who have passion to disseminate the knowledge and skills for our younger ones, we welcome you to be a professor of practice. So there are many ways you can engage with the alma mater, and we will work together. Thank you once again, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor Prasad Krishna, for giving us the road ahead in terms of strengthening the alumni and making it the global conventions bigger and better. Thank you, sir. Our guest of honor, Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy, graduated from the then KREC in 1983 in EE, and thereafter he obtained his master's in electrical engineering from Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Virginia. He is currently the managing specialist based in Southwest Regional Headquarters of Federal Aviation Administration in Dallas, Fort Worth. So please put your hands together for Mr. Rangan Ramaswamy for his words.
Thank you. Director Prasad, all past presidents and current presidents, and all the faculty and their families, alumni and future alumni. So it's a great pleasure and honor for me to give this speech. So I thank the organizing committee for giving me the opportunity to give the speech. So I stand here in the hallowed grounds of this institute from which many careers have been launched, including several of our alumni who work in ISRO and NASA, and I myself work in FAA and so many other places. So that way this is a great launching pad for so many alumni. And so the other point is Prasad is my batchmate, and he was the mechanical topper. I was the electrical topper. So I think we are doing okay, you know, in life. So we are doing okay. So, and I'd like to give a shout out to all my 1983 batch friends who are here and all over the world, because they're spread all over the world. And oh yeah, I see Krishna and yeah, I see Krishna, Huda, Satisha, Dr. Swami of ISRO. So I'm glad to see you all here. So, and yeah, talking of ISRO, that gentleman is from ISRO. So glad to see you all. I mean, all of you coming here is what makes the function. So thank you again. And so I want to share a reason why I classify myself as a passionate alumni. So I want to share why I'm a passionate alumni, right? So like most of the alumni, so I had great education from here. I had very friends whom I made 40 years ago, with whom I still speak and am in touch. And, you know, this is a place where I could try a lot of things to find out what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, right? So it was a safe place to try that way, right? For instance, I know I'm totally no good at sports, so I won't go near them. So, yeah, but the reason was that when I was in first year, I had gotten sick, and some of my seniors had taken me to a hospital and took care of me, you know. So at that time, I realized that this place is like a home away from home for me. And in fact, my definition of home is not one place, but it's where people care about you and you care about them. So I lived in different countries, you know, India, Canada, US. So people ask, oh, where is your home? My answer is, wherever there is a group of people, set of people who care about me and I care about them, that's home. So my approach to life is slightly different than the classical approach that's taught. Maybe not, I'll share it with you. My goal has always been to be a happy person, right? So it's not to make X dollars or X rupees or reach this title or that title. Yeah, I mean, that's all there, but somehow I was never convinced by any of those things. And so it has worked very well for me. So it has worked very well for me. And there's another item I wanted to address. That is, the very common question asked is, you have all these Indians who are going abroad, you know, US or Australia, Europe, and they do so well. So why can't they do here, right? So as a person who has worked in India and as a person who has worked in several countries, so I think there are three issues that I would like to point out. I mean, people with more experience than me can say there are other factors, but basically, Indians do very well abroad because they have focus in their work, they are given professional freedom, and they get just rewards, right? By that I mean a reasonable person would say that he or she is getting a just rewards. But if you really look at it, right, none of these values are really Western, quote unquote, as such. Absolutely it can be practiced and implemented in India, right? So for instance, you take COVID, right? Of course it was bad for a lot of stuff, but what COVID forced was, it forced the employers to trust the employees because they could not come to work and the work had to be done. So that kind of brought a step change in the employer attitude towards employees. And I think, these factors I spoke about will also come to India very soon because of the global competition, and the employees have become, more demanding of their companies. So I don't know how many of you are students here. Could you please raise your hand if you're a current student? Probably not. So, yeah. That's about it, and thank you all. Jai Hind. Bye.
Wherever you live in your heart, it's always India. That's what the Jai Hind says. So please give a huge round of applause to Mr. Ranga. Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Sorry, I forgot to acknowledge the contribution of the 1981 batch when the Honorable Minister for Education, the Senior Minister, Sri Mahendra Pradhan ji was here as the chief guest for the convocation of the institute. He was very much impressed by our waste to energy, that project, which is my Technimon Milan, Italy, which the Technimon India wing, they have supported, and the contribution of the 81 is to the tune of 1.24 crores. So I will be failing in my duty if I don't acknowledge that. And then subsequently, several internship projects, several lakhs they are pouring, and thanks to the 81 batch alumni. And when the minister emphasized having an interdisciplinary center for sustainable energy engineering. So we are committed to establish an interdisciplinary center for sustainable energy engineering, and we need your support. So we will start with offering research programs, the PhD program, and later on we will talk about the masters and other program in sustainable energy engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our chief guest for today, Professor Trilochan Shastri, was formerly the Dean Academics at the Indian Institute of Management, Bengaluru. He's also a political activist, chairman of the Association for Democratic Reforms, and a frontline leader of the Right to Information campaign. And importantly, ladies and gentlemen, please note, Mr. Shastri obtained his bachelor's in technology from IIT Delhi, postgraduate diploma in management from IIM Ahmedabad, and afterwards, he obtained his PhD from MIT USA, but then the most important part is that Professor Trilochan Shastri was conferred with Satyendra K. Dubey Memorial Award from IIT Kanpur 2011 to 12. And please listen for his contributions to bringing about transparency in public life. An extra round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen. Transparency is the key. So please put your hands together. It's our pleasure to welcome Professor Trilochan Shastri to address all of us. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
Respected Director Sir and former deans and current deans and alumni on the dais and former chairman, Dr. Reddy, and distinguished faculty, alumni, and other dear friends and guests. I had got the permission of our director to speak on something which is quite different from what has been discussed so far, The topic given to me was about Hinduism. Is that okay, sir, to proceed with that? So, this has been a subject of great interest down the ages and, of course, even recently. And for the last 30 odd years, we have a public life and we have a secret life, private life. So, I have been very interested in what is Hinduism and going around the country, meeting people, visiting temples, visiting monasteries, living in monasteries, studying with various teachers and gurus. So based on that, we were fortunate. There is a book that we have brought out called The Essentials of Hinduism. And much of what I am been permitted to say by your organizers here is based on this research and this book. So there are 3 or 4 questions which I found very intriguing. What is Hinduism? So when we ask people, young people, not so young people, everybody has an idea of what is Hinduism, but very difficult to pin it down, like what is it? What are the essential ideas of Hinduism when you ask? Again, we kind of draw a blank. Now, what is the difficulty? Let me just put the difficulty and then come back to these questions. The difficulty is that unlike other great religions, the world has many religions. They all have a founder and a book. So Christianity has the New Testament and Jesus Christ is the founder. Islam has the Quran, which was revealed by Allah through the angel Gabriel to the Prophet Muhammad. The founder of Buddhism is Buddha, and Buddha Vachana is given in the Sutra Pitakas of the Buddhist literature. And if you go to Torah, Torah is the holy book of the Jews. While there are many prophets among the Jews, the prophet through which everything was revealed was Moses. And in the Guru Nanak is the founder of Sikhism, and you have the Guru Granth Sahib and so on. And even in the Jains, while they have 24 Tirthankaras, the final truth was revealed through Mahavira in what the Shvetambars call the Uttaradhyayana Sutra. So we have all these great religions, and usually they go back to one text. What happens when we go back to Hinduism? There is no founder. Who is the founder of physics? Who is the founder of engineering? It is knowledge. So there is no founder of Hinduism. So it is actually called the Sanatana Dharma. The English translation is the eternal religion. So we don't have a founder. Which is the sacred book? We will discuss that a little. But when you start, you get bewildered. In this book we discuss in brief each and every of the great scriptures. You have the Vedas, there are 4 of them. There are 108 Upanishads. You have the Shat Darshanas. You have the Brahma Sutras. You have the Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata. There are 18 major Puranas. There are 18 minor Puranas. There are the Agama Shastras. In the Agama Shastra, the Vaishnava Agama Shastra itself, more than 200 are there. This is a semi-Vaishnava country because we are here near Udupi, and of course Shiva temples are also there. So you get bewildered, which book, which is the sacred book, what is Hinduism? We really get a little, and all of them are in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a great language, but majority of us, we do not know Sanskrit. So then what is Hinduism, we ask, and in the land of Hindus itself, we find that most people have a very vague idea. Whatever they learnt at home, whatever their parents said, whatever they saw at home here and there, and now you can read on WhatsApp and internet, this is what we think is Hinduism. So the attempt here is to answer that question, what are the essential principles of Hinduism, which I will come to very shortly. And I have a request of the organizers, if you can tell me 2-3 minutes in advance, because this is an endless topic, I will break it down, because I was given a certain time and I prepared along with that, but I'm told that we are way behind time. So you tell me when to stop, and Just give me 5 minutes advance notice. So, this is the challenge. So, if you read the scriptures, what you find is that there is some hope in unraveling this question. The first thing you find is that all the scriptures of Hinduism, they accept one set of texts as the most holy. They are the Vedas and the Upanishads. It is called the Shruti. Shruti is that which is heard. But Shruti is also the revealed text, the revelation. In India, we say the Rishi Munis were sitting in the forest, they were meditating, they got some divine knowledge, and that divine knowledge is there in the Vedas and the Upanishads. That is why it's called the Shruti. The highest position in Hinduism is given to the Shruti. This idea of revealed text or revelation, incidentally, is of course there in Hinduism, but all the great religions claim that. Say, for example, if you take Islam, it says that Allah himself revealed the truth through the angel Gabriel to Muhammad. The Buddha Vachana is supposed to be the revealed text, the words of the Buddha himself, and so on. So all the great religions have this idea that the highest text is not what is conceived by the mind and by the intellect, however brilliant you are. It is beyond, they call it in Sanskrit, avang manasa gocharam, beyond the mind and thought. What is revealed either by God or intuition or some inner light, that is the revealed text. And in Hinduism, it is the Vedas and the Upanishads which are called the Shruti. Who calls it so? It is not what some speaker or some book or I am saying. All the subsequent texts, because the Vedas are the most ancient. I mentioned, the Puranas, the Shad Darshanas, the Agama Shastras, the Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Advaita, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, etc. All the subsequent texts, they agree on one thing. We defer to the Vedas. In fact, the very word astika means, normally in language we say astika means he or she who believes in God, and nastika is he who or she who doesn't believe in God. But a technical term is that if you accept the Vedas, it is astika. If you don't accept the Vedas, it is nastika. So in the astika tradition, which is Hinduism, they all accept the supremacy of the Vedas. I'm just driving home this point because you find through discussion that most people are not even don't know it. And I will just close this part of the talk with a quotation from Swami Vivekananda. I think everybody in India has heard of him. So he says, the only point where perhaps all our sects agree is that we believe in the Vedas. Whatever be his philosophy or sect, everyone in India has to find the authority in the Upanishads. Upanishads are the Vedanta, the last part of the Vedas, and the law is that whenever these Puranas and Smritis differ, the Shruti is accepted as supreme, that is the Veda and the Upanishad. So that's the first point I wanted to make. A little later, the concept of the three pillars of Hinduism came. A term which is used, which is called the Prasthana Traya. Traya means three. It's very similar to many of the Indian languages. Traya is three, or even in English. And Prasthana, if you go to the airport, it says Prasthana means departure. But here the Sanskrit Mool word is the root or the foundation. So the three foundational scriptures of Hinduism are widely accepted to be, number one is the Shruti, which is the Vedas, which includes the Upanishads. Then you have the Brahma Sutras. And the third is the Bhagavad Gita. And there is some logic in this because this was first propounded by Adi Shankara, but generally it is accepted. So the Shruti Prasthana, that which gives the teaching, that which gives the Upadesha or the teaching, the Upadesha Prasthana is the Shruti, which is the Veda and Vedanta. Then there is the Nyaya Sutra, Nyaya Prasthana. Nyaya here doesn't mean that which is fair, or here Nyaya in this context it means that which is logical and philosophical. So the Upanishadic statements are just profound poetry of revelations. Typical example is it will say, Vedahametam Purusha Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. I have seen that Supreme Purusha, brilliant like the sun, beyond all darkness. There is no philosophy. The sage is telling you what he or she has seen. What the Brahma Sutras do is put an intellectual and rigorous framework. So they are called the Nyaya Sutra, Nyaya Prasthana. And the third is the well-known Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is called the Sadhana Prasthana. So all this is great. There is some Brahman, there is some God, it is wonderful, the Rishis and Munis are there. What do I do when I get up in the morning? There the Bhagavad Gita is the Sadhana Prasthana. It tells us what to do. So these are the three foundational texts of Hinduism. Later on you had Smritis, Puranas, Agama Shastras and so on and so forth. So I will just touch upon the first two aspects, which is largely the Upanishads, a little bit about the Vedas and stop, because otherwise this will go on and there is no end to it. And I was even advised that I should stop quickly because some people may have some questions. So what is the Veda? Veda means knowledge, literally. It means with, from the Sanskrit word with, to know, it is knowledge. So Veda literally means knowledge. So I just quoted one shloka, Vedaha metam. That Veda is not that Veda that we think Rig Veda, Yajur Veda. I have known. Vedaha means I have known. So Veda literally means knowledge. In the ancient times, there was one mass of Vedas which were orally chanted, and a few centuries later, Vedavyasa is not the author of the Vedas. He is the compiler, and he divided it into four. Vyasa literally in Sanskrit means to divide. In North India, many of the common names, surname is Vyasa. So he compiled it and divided it into four, the Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Sama Veda and the Atharva Veda. Now in the Vedas, there are some views about the Veda, which many of us even in India may or may not know. So in the Purva Mimamsa, it will say, here are four characteristics of the Veda. First, they will say it is apaurushaya, means not from a human being, apaurushaya. The Vedas have not come from a human being. We will discuss that very shortly. Then it says anadi, it is without beginning. Adi, anadi, it is without beginning. Nitya, nitya means it is eternal. And it is ananta, it is infinite. So knowledge has these characteristics. So today in modern times we'll say the Gayatri Mantram, many of us know the Gayatri Mantra, and it is attributed to Vishwamitra. If Vishwamitra has composed the Gayatri Mantra, how can you say it is apaurushaya, that it does not come from a human being? Very valid question. So nowadays scholars, how they say it is that, did Isaac Newton discover or invent gravity? Did gravity exist before Newton? So gravity always existed. Newton merely discovered it. Of course, there are some people who claim that in the Vedas also they discovered. I am not getting into that discussion. In that spirit, the Gayatri Mantram is a cosmic knowledge, some knowledge out there. It is always existing. Through meditation, that knowledge, a part of that knowledge was revealed to the pure mind of Vedavyasa, and he gave it to us as the Gayatri Mantra. Similarly, all the mantras in the Vedas and the Upanishads are considered in that sense apaurushaya, not from man. It is that knowledge always existed. It is not accessible to most of us for certain reasons. We can discuss that if there are questions. But to the pure mind, it is revealed. So it is apaurushaya. And since gravity always existed and that divine knowledge always existed, it is anadi, it is beginningless. It did not start at any point in time. And is nitya means eternal, because that is the eternal truth. That is why we call it Sanatana Dharma. And it is ananta, that is also important. That is, knowledge is infinite. For example, so many wonderful things we heard just now from the alumni and the director, and so many people were facilitated. and alumni and even some of our professors here are constantly discovering knowledge. You can interpret that knowledge is Veda. So that knowledge is never finite, it is continuously evolving. So that is Ananta. So these are 4 characteristics of the Veda. And I will leave this part for now in the interest of time. So the Vedas are divided into 4 parts. The first part is called the Samhita or the mantra portion, where much of the Veda Parayana that you see, the Purusha Suktam, the Nasadiya Suktam, the Rudram, etc., this is in the Samhita portion. Then the second section is called the Brahmana. Brahmana has nothing to do with the Supreme Brahman or any cause. It is the section of the Vedas which gives all the rituals. So marriage rituals are there in the Brahmana section. Then you have the Aranyakas. Aranya literally means forest. We are surrounded by forest right here in Surathkal. So these forests, Aranyaka means that which came from the forest. It gives the inner significance and meaning of the rituals. Rituals are a description. You must have a Veda Yagna, it must be a hexagon, it must be of this shape, you must put this kind of wood, you must chant this mantra, you must do Om, whatever, all those, many of us have seen it. It is a description which we follow even today in some of the functions. But the Aranyaka gives a deeper significance to that. The last and 4th portion of the Vedas is the Vedanta or the Upanishad. The Vedanta means the end of the Vedas, the goal of the Vedas. Vedanta is justly famous not only in India but around the world. The whole world has heard of Vedanta. You know, many people, many foreigners, and we have 3 friends from Ethiopia also here. I asked some of our young people who come as exchange students from Europe, America, South America, just casually, if somebody is interested, deeply interested in spiritual life, where do they go? Of course they go to India. If there is one thing that India is famous for, it is that spiritual thing and that Vedanta. That is what the Upanishad is. You see, it's good that we feel good about it, but we have to follow the scripture. Just saying that we had great ancestors is not of much use. I mean, I'm sorry for being a little upfront about it. You become a rishi, then we will clap for you. Just saying that our ancestors were rishis is not of much this thing. So that is one. So what is this Vedanta? Why is it so famous? You know, a galaxy of people around the world, particularly from the 18th, 19th century, have been fascinated by the Vedanta. I'll just give 2 examples. You know, Erwin Schrödinger was a Nobel Prize winning physicist. Some of our faculty here would know more about him than I do. He is also considered the originator, pioneer, father of quantum mechanics. He was a great admirer of the Upanishads. He read the Upanishads and he even made some statements, and he gave a quotation from the Upanishad and said, when I die, that should be my epitaph. On my grave, he put this Upanishadic statement. Oppenheimer quoted from the Bhagavad Gita when the atom bomb was burst and so on. So there are many such people. What is that Upanishad? What is so great about it? So just 4 or 5 points I'll make and then I'll stop, because I think this will go on and on, and some people I must be getting bored with this topic at a very justly celebratory event here on your Diamond Jubilee. So the Upanishad literally means to sit near a guru, to sit near a guru. Vedanta and Upanishad are used interchangeably. Vedanta means the end of the Vedas. So it does away with all the rituals and gods and devas and Indra, Varuna, Mitra, you know, so many gods are there. The 5 Pandavas are also supposed to be sons of, no mention of any god, nothing. It straight says, who am I? What is this universe? Is there a reality behind this universe? Can I know that reality? If I know it, how does it help me? It is non-denominational. You will be surprised to know that in the Upanishad, there is no idol, no temple, no Shiva, no Ganesha, nothing. It's a straight philosophical inquiry into the truth. That's why it is universally appealing. So just to give an example, of just one question. Yeah, he has given me 6 minutes. Perfect. Thank you, sir. I will try to finish even earlier. So just one example of a penetrating question. The student goes to the teacher and asks, sir, what is it by knowing which everything becomes known? This is a typically penetrating Indian question, I call it, Indian mind, because the student has thought, knowledge is infinite. I can go on knowing one thing after the other. It is endless. Knowing one thing after the other, one thing after the other. My mind will only just get confused with more and more information, and it will not give me lasting peace. But he thinks that maybe there is some essential knowledge. If I can get that, everything will be known. So that is there. What is that essential knowledge? It is the knowledge of Brahman. What is Brahman? Many of us know it, but just very briefly, there are two definitions of Brahman. Brahman is, by the way, nameless, formless, attributeless, beyond the mind. It is eternal, it is unborn, aja, it is unchanging, and it confers wisdom and bliss, by the way. So the two definitions of Brahman, Satchidananda Brahma. Brahman is that which is Sat, that which exists, that which is. Chit means knowledge, that which gives knowledge. And Ananda means bliss. So Brahman is of the very nature of existence, knowledge and bliss. Second definition, Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. That's from the Taittiriya Upanishad. So it is the truth, it is knowledge, and it is infinite. Now truth here means, of course, speaking the truth, but it means truth is that which always is, that which is eternal, which is never changing, that truth. So Brahman is Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. What is the use of knowing this Brahman? I'm teaching a course on Tuesday. One of the students says, what do I do with this Brahman? What is the use of that? So the invitation of the Upanishad is that you are that Brahman. So the Mahavakyas, they say Pragnanam Brahma, that is consciousness is Brahman. Then the other two, which is Aham Brahmasmi and I am Atma Brahma. This Atman within me is the same as that Brahman, which is full of bliss. So what is the use of knowing it? It gives you that joy and peace which will never go away. Every day we experience joy, happiness, disappointment, anger, irritation, pleasure, disgust, so many things, but it comes and goes. There is no stability. So knowledge of that Brahman gives you that permanent joy and peace. So that is the use of knowing it. That is the one thing. The other couple of things which I will emphasize and stop, this Vivekananda used to like very much. In the Shvetasvara it says, Shrinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putra. Listen, O world over, you are the children of immortality. You see, I had been reading this since I was a teenager. I used to love it. Even now I love reading about it. But it struck me, we had some students who were not from a Hindu background. So one girl, she suddenly jumped up. She says, Professor, you are saying that God is in me. I said, no, the scripture is saying that. So this thundering message that the Upanishad gives, that Brahman is not out there, it is within you. This is a life-giving message. It is a world-unifying message because it is the same Brahman, same Atman in man, woman, upper caste, lower caste, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, dogs, cats, plants, everything, Sarvam Khalvedam Brahma. So it is that divine thing which goes through and through. This is another thundering message. Shrinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha. And I will stop finally with the thing is that it is not that the rishis and munis alone in those days discovered this truth. The invitation is, if you are the child of immortality, you can discover it for yourself here and now. Of course, there is a discipline you have to follow. That is the great message, the life-giving message that It is not something somebody said and I have to believe it and follow it and either I go to heaven or hell, nothing of the sort. What it is saying is, if you are attracted by that, follow the discipline. You, amritam iha bhavati, it says. Veda hametam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasap parastat tameva vidwan amritam iha bhavati. So what he's saying is, I have known that supreme Purusha, brilliant like the sun, beyond all darkness. Tameva, by knowing that alone, tameva vidwan, by knowing that alone, you will realize that amritam iha bhavati, that immortality is here. That is the invitation that the grand scripture gives to all of us. This is our heritage. And we should ponder about it. This is not only the heritage for India, I think this is a world heritage. And the more people know about it, their life will become more meaningful and blessed. And I'm thankful to the organizers here for allowing me to speak on a subject which has nothing to do with, the wonderful celebration going on. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Trilochan Shastri. As they say in Sanatana Dharma, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So let's all, the global meet will lead to that, and we live together as one family. Thank you, sir. And yes, there's something unique is going to happen. All the chief guests are kindly requested to keep this in your hand. Yeah. It's not a pen drive, sir. It is something else. It's a pen drive, but it's really not a pen drive. Kindly hold it. I'll tell you what to do. And all of you will have to stand for that. Yes. Sir, the suspense cannot be revealed like that. Sorry. Yes. So I would request all it's not a jewel box because it is given by Chinna. It doesn't mean that it's a jewel box. So I would request all of you to kindly rise. And as they all know, the future is digital. So digital release of the souvenir. I would request all of you to kindly open this. Kindly open this. Yes, and show it to the audience. That is the digital release of souvenir. On the LEDs behind, you can watch the digital release of the souvenir. Yes, kindly play it. Yeah. Is there music? Is there? Some of you who forgot to clap earlier, there's a chance now. Thank you very much. There is also an environment saving initiative here. A lot of paper is saved. So digital initiative will go a long way towards saving the environment. That's another hallmark of JC. So thank you very much for all dignitaries. And now we have another suspense which is going to be unfolded now. So the countdown has begun. It's going to be 5. Yeah, somebody there, some young guy. After 5, what comes? 4. And after 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0.5, 0.25. Yeah. Well, we're going to have an important release. I request the dignitaries to kindly come forward for the release of this all-important. Here we go. This is, yeah, the curtain will have to be unfurled by the dignitaries. I would request Professor Trilochan Shastriji, the directors, to kindly come forward. You have to unveil the red curtain. Here we go. Designed and built in CSD, NITK Surathkal in collaboration with SEG Automotive, supported by 1979 batch Impact 79. Maximum speed 113 kilometers per hour, gross weight is 107 kgs, monoshock rear suspension, off-roader for rescue sessions. I would request the dignitaries to kindly unveil this. SEG Impact 79. Designed and built in CSD, NITK Surathkal in collaboration with SEG Automotive, supported by the 1979 batch Impact 79. SEG Automotive provided the motor and controller, and the team is Center for System Design, NITK Surathkal, Professor Gangadharan and Dr. Prithviraj and team. Let's give a round of applause for Professor Gangadharan, Dr. Prithviraj team. And here we have the rider riding on the bike. Professor Gangadharan, Dr. Prithviraj, 1 minute, biker, just 1 sec, yeah. So huge round of applause for them. And the team, Professor Gangadharan and Dr. Prithviraj. And how to ride SEG Impact 79, we have the rider. Ajay Rao here. Yes, Ajay. And remember, he has followed the safety norms of wearing a helmet even on the stage. So there's a message for all of us there. 2017 Metallurgy Department of NITK. So thank you, Ajay Rao. Now he'll go to ride down and then go out of the venue, and then we'll continue the program. Yes, because we would like to hear the sound of the bike. It's always the sound, the light, which gives us. Here we go. Ajay Rao, all set to start and go. So, but unfortunately, we have to pardon us because there is no sound because it's electrical vehicle and it's an environment friendly. There we go. Yeah, SEG Automotive. No sound, saving your ears and environment. Thank you very much. Well, we also have on stage Professor Vijay Desai, who graduated from NITK Mechanical Engineering Department in '86. He joined NITK Surathkal as a professor in Mechanical Engineering Department and has held posts as Chairman of Career Development Center. Currently, he has taken up the post of Dean of Alumni Affairs and Institutional Relations. So please put your hands together, and Professor Vijay Desai, it's all yours.
Good afternoon to all of you. Professor Trilochan Shastri, Chief Guest of the function, Mr. Rangan, Guest of Honor, President of the function, Professor Prasad Krishna, Director Additional Charge, NITK Surathkal, Sri Ravindranath, Registrar of the Institute, Sri Kirtiraj Salian, President, Alumni Global Association, Sri Bala, General Secretary, Pravtikar, Convener of GC14, past Presidents, Sri Narayan Sir, Bhupal Sir, and Krishnamurthy Sir, and my respected teacher and former Chairman BOG, Professor Balvireddy Sir, Professor Sudhakar Naik, Professor K.R. Bar, Professor K.R. Kamath, Professor Gopal Mugraya, Director NIT Goa, and all other my seniors, all other alumni, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 4 months now that the Alumni Association and the Global Convention Committee are coming on to campus to prepare and host this event on the campus. From the institute side, our office, administration, director, and all the departments, we have tried our best to give all the facilities and support to you to organize this function on the campus. On behalf of NITK, I extend a very warm welcome to all the alumni present here. As Shankar Prakash told, I am from 86 mechanical batch and fortunate to be faculty immediately next year in 1987. So I am here for last 35 years. I am attached with one arm to institute and one arm to alumni. I am trying to do whatever best possible over the last 35 years. First of all, if you are all agreeing to this, please clap. I am sure all of you agree that KREC bar NITK brand has played a big role in whatever all of us have achieved in life. If you agree, you clap. On behalf of all of you, including me, I extend our gratitude and respect to all our teachers, staff of this temple. This is nothing less than a temple. At the same time, I am happy and proud that about 30,000 plus alumni have been wonderful ambassadors of this institute across the globe. You go anywhere in the globe, I don't think you will not come back without meeting one alumni in that place. So, our alumni have been ambassadors and have held the name of this institute very high. And it is going to reach much higher heights in coming years. So as our director said, the day has come where the institute, your alma mater, is expecting support from alumni. The support can be in various forms, which can make the institute grow still higher. So I leave it to you. Please come forward. Whatever best you can support, in whatever way, you please support the institute. With National Education Policy 2020 in place, there will be a dramatic change in the curriculum. We have started slowly implementing that, but we need your support to implement NEP 2020 very successfully, maybe in another 4 to 5 years. So we look forward to you in curriculum, in infrastructure, in our laboratories. Whatever you can support, please come forward and support. That's my humble request to all of you. The second thing that I want to tell you is, as Professor Prasad Krishna said, we have to reach out to new alumni. Generally, I have been attending many alumni reunions, many global conventions. Most of the people are those who passed out before 1990. 80 to 90% of the attendees are alumni who are alumni of 90 and below. But today I can see some people beyond that, 2000, 2005, 2011, 2012. So we are slowly reaching out to the new generation. And I hope next global convention will have 50% beyond 2000 and 50% before 2000. So the institute has grown. I've been here for 35 years, as I said. For many of you, 250, 300 was the admission before 2000, about 400 around 2000. But today we get about 2,000 students every year, and campus has 8,000 students. And most of you only ask about block 1 to block 5. But today we have 14 hostel blocks, out of which 4 are mega hostels. And most of the students are getting single occupancy, except first years. And we have 30 postgraduate programs. The admission to post-graduation is almost equal to the admission to undergraduate. We get 1,000 plus for undergraduate and 800 students for postgraduate and 150 doctoral students every year. Currently, we have about 900 plus doctoral students working for their PhD, and we award 130 to 140 doctoral degrees every year. And you may be surprised, or many of the old timers may not believe, that one day our mathematics department, which is now called MACS, would be having an undergraduate program of its own. So from 2023, we have started an undergraduate program in MACS department, computational data science. And it also runs 2 more programs at PG, again computational data science and MCA. So there is a lot of development even in basic science, physics, chemistry, and mathematics along with School of Management. So these 4 departments have become equally strong as any other engineering department. And recently we have started Central Research Facility, which houses equipments worth about 80 to 100 crores, all high-end equipment used for material characterization and material testing. We are reaching out to all R&D organizations and industries to tell them about the facilities and make use of that. Similarly, as our director again said, the biogas plant is picking up. We dream to have 1 biogas plant for every hostel so that we don't have to buy LPG cylinders. That is the idea. So with this information to you, it's my pleasure that we have luminaries on the dais, So on behalf of the Institute, I would like to offer a bouquet and a memento. I request our director, Professor Prasad Krishna, to kindly hand over a bouquet and memento to our chief guest, Professor Trilochan Shastri. Huh? It is from Institute. This felicitation is from Institute. I request our registrar, Sri K. Ravindranath, to kindly hand over a bouquet and memento to our guest of honor, Mr. Rangan. I now request our director, Professor Prasad Krishna, to kindly felicitate our dear teacher and former chairman BUG, Professor Balvir Reddy, with a bouquet and memento. I request Professor Uday to kindly hand over a memento to Global Alumni President Kirtiraj Salia. I request Professor S.M. Kulkarni, Dean R&C, to hand over a bouquet to V.B. Parvatikar, convener of GC14. I request Professor Babu Narayan to hand over a bouquet to Sri S.R. Bala, General Secretary of Alumnius. This is from Institute side. I request our director, Professor Prasad Krishna, to hand over a shawl and a memento to three stalwarts who have been with the Institute from last 30 years, if I am right. To start with, Sri Yajnanarayana K, who is the founder of this association, and he is as active as he was in 1998. I am with him for 30 years now. He was also our board member. I request our director to honor Sri Bhupal Gopal with a shawl and a memento. I request Professor Prasad Krishna to hand over a shawl and memento to Sri B.K. Krishnamurthy. No, Before I close, I would like to tell that apart from global convention, we had about 10 batches having their reunion on the campus. From last November, already 10 batches have come, and it is today four batches are there because of their reunion also. And just I will give you a very quick brief about the support we have received in last 3 years. 81 batch has given 53 lakhs to the endowment fund to support projects, scholarships, and they have also donated an aquarium and a brass lamp. 72 batch has given a total of 67 lakhs to the endowment fund of the institute, and the major contributors are Sri Hundre, Sri Tukai, Sri Kheni, and Sri PM Pai. 86 batch has given 1.02 crores to the institute, and with a request that this be used for development of healthcare center. The major contributors are Ravi Shankar, Prabhakar, and Balakrishnan. 70 batch, led by Karan sir, has funded 21 lakhs, and recently we received 5 more lakhs for the search project, and they have established an electric vehicle charging station, Urja, which was inaugurated about 3 months back. 79 batch has created an impact group to connect institute to different industries for collaboration. 94 batch has supported creating an open well under Jal Shakti project. 78 batch has given about 5 lakhs for general purpose use. Apart from this, as I said, there are people who are so passionate about the institute, have given individual contribution. To start with, Edna sir, he has given 10 lakhs coming personally to campus and handing over the check. Bhupala Gopala sir has given 5 lakhs to the corpus and has promised 5 lakhs to the endowment fund. Ashok Shetty sir has given 5 lakhs. Balakrishna Puttur sir has given 5 lakhs. Pankaj Agarwal from 87 has given 2.5 lakhs for endowment and 2.5 lakhs for corpus. R. Krishnamurthy from 81 batch has given 5.7 lakhs, out of which 5 lakhs is for hydrogen project. Belgavi chapter, led by Bandare sir, through different people, have contributed 1.2 lakhs. And from 70 batch, as part of 70 batch, he has given 5 lakhs for the Urja project. And in Bell, we have 2 alumni, one Mr. Manoj, who is Executive Director, and one Shrikant Walgat, IAS officer and Chief Vigilance Officer around. They have helped us in getting different medical equipments under their CSR fund. So we will be very shortly opening a physiotherapy unit on the campus. And finally, I would like to tell, in 1998 or around 2000, Edna sir had contributed some money for student scholarship. And it was given for certain period of time. Later, there are 100 scholarships of the institute, and we used to receive only 50-55 applications. So we were worried how to give scholarship from the fund that you have given. So we made a decision that first 6 scholarships we'll give from your fund, and then remaining whatever is the application will be given from the institute. So today that fund is of the tune of about 85 lakhs, and we are giving 24,000 rupees to 7 students every year. Means 4 years means 28 students are receiving 24,000 rupees merit cum means scholarship from the fund created in 1998. So we are very grateful to our alumni, and we expect you to keep supporting us in future also. Thank you once again. From 86 batch, NK Ravi has given 6 lakhs. I think this was a recent contribution. So with 84 batch. So we thank NK Ravi.
Thank you, Professor Vijay Desai, for recognizing the work of alumni also. And now, on behalf of the alumni, it's our duty to give away mementos to the dignitaries. I will request Kirtira Salin to give a memento to Sri Trilochan Shastri. Thank you, sir, for your presence. Shri Vittal Parvatikar will give a memento to the director, Shri Prasad Krishna. Thank you, sir. Professor Vijay Desai will give a memento to Mr. Rangan Ramasamy. Thank you very much. Mr. S.R. Bala will give a memento to Sri Ravindranath, the registrar. Thank you, Shri Ravindranath. Mr. Kirtiraj will once again please come over to give a memento to Shri Yagana Narayana. One memento to go Banni, sir. Thank you very much. To Mr. Bhupala Gopala, I would request Mr. Chinnat give a memento to Mr. Bhupala Gopala and also to Mr. B.K. Krishnamurthy. Mr. Krishnamurthy. Krishnamurthy. Thank you. And we also have on stage, as already announced, Mr. Bhupala Gopala is an alumnus of 1977 metallurgy and an alumni of Indian Institute of Science, served as the chairman and managing director of Karthik Group since 2000. I would request Mr. Bhupala Gopala for the words of thanks. I have anchored several functions of President, Vice President, Prime Minister, but Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, I had the opportunity to go to Goa. So what the Vice President said was at that time, please don't use vote of thanks. We are not going to do any voting here. So I would request the alumni to incorporate it as words of thanks. That's what he has told me, and I'm just percolating this message. It's the words of thanks. In Kannada and regional languages, we have beautiful words, Vandanarpane, but it is word of thanks in English, so please change it to words of thanks. And a couple of words from you. Yes.
I thank all of you coming and gracing this occasion. It gives always immense pleasure for me to say thank you to all of you who takes forward year after year, and I wish all the best to everybody. Thank you for all the people sitting on the dais. Thank you all.
Yeah, Mr. Bala. Yeah, we'll propose a vote of thanks. Yeah.
So how was the ceremony? Many thanks to the select entire audience for your overwhelming participation and immense enjoyment. We, the organizers, are greatly honored by your august presence and silent appreciation of our sincere efforts. To start with, we thank Professor Trilochan Shastri for taking valuable time from his busy schedule and bless the inaugural morning session as the chief guest and enlightening us with his in-depth knowledge and wisdom pertaining to religious and social values of Hinduism to mankind. Besides, the inspiring talk by Professor Prasad Krishna was very much encouraging in enhancing the bond between Alumni Association and Institute to reach a win-win situation in achieving the common goals. Today's guest of honor, Mr. Rangan Rangasamy, shared his passion towards the alma mater. In short, he was very thrilled to see his batchmates after a long gap and how the institute helped him in shaping his career in the USA. Hope you enjoyed witnessing the digital release of the souvenir. The main architects are Vittal Parvatikar, Vishnu Das Pai, Dr. Prithviraj, and Dr. Arun Islor. I might have missed out on names, sorry for that. Let us give a big round of applause to them and others associated with. The release of SCG Impact e-dirt bike was like a short movie. Very impressive. We are all very proud of the students and CSD in such an advanced vehicle design and manufacture. They also need a big round of applause. NITK Surathkal Alumni Association is pleased to announce rupees 1 lakh in recognition of their exemplary, relentless, untiring help in conducting this GC14. Professor Vijay Desai, who is instrumental on strengthening the link and synergy between the institute and alumni, was thankful to all the alumni members who had generously contributed and passionately associated with such endeavors. At this juncture, myself as General Secretary of NITK SAA would like to appreciate and thank all the members of the organizing committee for making this event a grand show, at least to start with. Special thanks to Mr. Vittal Parvatikar for his innovating planning and implementation strategies, Mr. Umesh Rao for his meticulous coordination for logistics, hospitality and event management, with strong support from Mr. Ashwin Naik, and Mr. Deepak Shetty and Nisha for communication, networking and publicity. Again, Mr. Parvatikar and team for bringing out the souvenir on time, and our President, Mr. Kirtiraj Salyan, for his immaculate fundraising mission with little help from my end. Of course, all these actions wouldn't have been easy without the backing, hand-holding, and unlimited guidance from the faculty with Professor Yaragatti, Professor Vijay Desai, Dr. Prithviraj, Dr. Arun Islor, Dr. Mohit Tahilyani, Dr. Satyanarayana in the forefront. Let us all acknowledge their contributions with a standing ovation, please. Thank you. Jai Karnataka and Jai Hind. Sorry, I forgot to mention an important name. We should all thank Mr. Shankar Prakash for his excellent comparing, MC. Yeah, and we would like to honor him, Mr. Professor Trilochan Shastri, kindly felicitate him with the shawl. Incidentally, he is also the alumni of this institute. 1984.
Well, the function is not yet over. because there are a couple of things which our guests will do. The opening of Authors Corridor and the opening of Entrepreneurs Lane. I would request our chief guest and the guest of honor and others dignitaries to kindly exit and then cut the tape and then inaugurate the Authors Corridor and opening of Entrepreneurs Lane. And after that, as you're all aware, lunch is arranged at New Sports Ground, Shamiana. So enjoy your lunch and then do come back. The session will start at 2 o'clock Indian Standard Time. It will be little Indian stretchable time. So between 2 and 2:15, I think we'll start the next session. So thank you very much. Namaskara. All of you, please take care. Dhanyavadagalu.